Mr. Chairman. My name is Scott Nicholsen. I'm a resident of Idaho. I'm a civil engineer, former CB officer in the Naval Civil Engineering Corps, Vietnam veteran. 30 years in industry, came to Idaho in 2001 to work for an engineer here. I now work in the commercial real estate field. Married to the same woman for over 40 years now. Father of 2 children, both of whom reside here in Idaho. Elder in my church, lifelong Republican. Idaho is our home. Our family and our friends are here. I grew up in the South during segregation. I've seen the white-only restrooms, the water fountains, the dining areas of Woolworths, much of which was justified under the name of religion. It seems rather unbelievable now that such was the case. I've listened to the testimony here and I've heard God mentioned so much. I've not heard God mentioned so much since I attended a Billy Graham rally. We're a religiously diverse community. Religious freedom is not under attack here. Equal rights under the law are what we're discussing. Relative to our Constitution and our laws, it is in discussions such as this that I fully appreciate why our forefathers put some distance between church and state. We're never going to get consensus on religious interpretations. Many of the arguments I've heard are the same arguments claimed during our civil rights debates. To quote probably thousands of political quotes from national leadership, declare church and state forever separate and distinct, but distinct for each within their proper spheres. That was President Grant. Is there any absolute in such matters? Of course not. But it illustrates the issue of overreach by either politics or religion. We have to take great care, but at the end of the day, we're joined together under a common constitution, not one common religion. We've had time to reflect on these issues. Yes, as individuals, we're each pulled by our own belief systems and our fears. Some of those beliefs are limited to our worldview, our individual faith, and by our own experiences. We're all on our own paths, but we are joined together under one constitution, not one religion. We're simultaneously seeing great religious organizations.
About 30 seconds left. Sir.
Excuse me, please?
About 30 seconds.
Got it. We've heard reflections of the new Pope. We're hearing from the Mormon Church. I believe they are supportive of including protections in the civil rights of our LGBT citizens. I don't come here easily. I spent the majority of my life insulated without significant interactions with the LGBT community. Over my career, I met, supervised, and worked with members of that community. When you boil it all down, they're just folks who want the same things I do and you do when it comes to equal and fair treatment. I urge you to vote yes on this bill.
Are there questions?
Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Representative Jordan.
Mr. Nicholson. Sorry.
I'm ready to go.
Good, thank you. And thank you for being here. Now, I appreciate that you mentioned segregation in the South, and you were from that area prior to moving to Idaho. Now, with your experience, I've heard, and again, this goes back to my argument before. I was just talking to a woman about religion prior to this hearing, and she had mentioned to me that religion supersedes everything else in life, whether it's age, disability, race. She felt that none of those compared to religion. How do you feel about that?
I have my own beliefs.
Please step up to the microphone so the whole world can hear you.
I apologize. I have a little bit of a cold. I understand that thought process, and it's tough. We all struggle with it. I mean, come on. But again, in our civil society, we're bound by our common constitution. My gosh, we all have, if you think the religions agree, you need to come to a church session with me, because we don't agree at all on some issues. So we all have our own beliefs. But in our civil society, we're not bound by that. We're bound by our Constitution. I hope that helps.
Yes, it very much does. And I have to tell you that you remind me like my father. Only my father has long white hair. Thank you.
Further questions? Thank you, sir.